Hi Year 12, welcome to A2 Maths. So we're starting the pure A2 course today. The very first part of the chapter is proof, but I've left that. We'll come back to that at the end of chapter 1. I thought it would be nice to get on with some sort of a little bit more straightforward stuff to start with. The next part is algebraic fractions, which is what you've done before, which is why I'm making a video rather than going through some things with you live. I will go through some live stuff with you on the next part after today. So today we need to just practice our algebraic fractions, make sure we can do what we need to, because we're going to need that skill going forward. So 3 things with algebraic fractions: we've got to be able to multiply them, divide them, add and subtract them. So I'm going to work live and we're going to see how it goes. So when we multiply fractions, we want to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. It is always best in all 3 types of these, if you can, to cross cancel before you do your actual multiplications. Why, you ask? Well, let me show you. If we're looking at the first one here, okay, so this is multiplication one, if we just multiply it without cross cancelling, we would get 3x plus 1 over 2 lots of x squared minus 1, which would give us 3x plus 3 over 2x squared minus 2. Which looks like it's finished, but isn't the simplest way you can write it at all. Okay, if you don't cross multiply, if you don't cross cancel, you run the risk of not simplifying it fully. Okay, so we don't want to do that. What we want to do is simplify before we start. So I'm going to leave the first one as it is, but I'm going to write the second one as x plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, because then I can cross cancel before I start, because this x plus 1 and this x plus 1 will cancel out, and so that will give me 3 over 2x minus 1, which you can also write, if you wish, as 3 over 2x minus 2. Either will be accepted. Okay, much simpler than this one here, which has got x's and x squared in it. So always cross cancel if you can, and that works for all the way through. Okay, when we're dividing, we need to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Remember that flip and kiss, you might have heard it as. We find the reciprocal of the second fraction and then we multiply. So before we do anything else, we're going to do that part. So this would become x plus 2 over x plus 4 multiplied by x squared minus 16 over 3x plus 6. Now again, I'm going to factorise wherever I can, because it might help me do some cancelling before I start. So I'm going to leave that as x plus 2 over x plus 4. And I'm going to write this side as x plus 4, x minus 4. And I'm also going to notice I can take a factor of 3 out there. It gives me that. Now, when I have a look, I've got a plus 4 there. And, different colour pen, I've got a plus 2 and a plus 2 there, which means that my final answer is x minus 4 over just my 3. Okay, so if you can, you need to simplify and cross cancel with your dividing as well. Okay, but remember you have to multiply by the reciprocal. Final skill, if we want to add and subtract. If we want to add and subtract, we need to find a common denominator. Now you can just multiply the 2 denominators together and then work it out. I'm going to do that first for you, but you'll see that it's not necessarily the best way, because if I had one common factor of x plus 1, x squared minus 1, and so I was making that the common factor for both, which is a legitimate method, it will work. Okay, this fraction, I've multiplied the denominator by this, so I need to multiply the numerator by that. Okay, second fraction, the denominator has been multiplied by x plus 1, so the numerator has to be multiplied by x plus 1 as well. And then I can combine into one large fraction, x plus 1, x squared minus 1, 3x squared minus 1, minus 4x, x plus 1. Okay, it's looking quite lengthy. I've not even started to multiply out and see what I can factorise and cancel. Okay, so that's not ideal. What I'm going to do is start again, rather than going any further on that one, but I am going to think more carefully about my common denominator, because remember this is x plus 1, x minus 1. So the x plus 1 is actually a repeated denominator. So my denominator can just be x plus 1, x minus 1, x plus 1, x minus 1. So the first fraction already had the x plus 1, so it's just been multiplied by x minus 1. The second fraction is exactly the same because nothing has been added into the denominator. So that now gives us 3x minus 3 minus 4x over x plus 1, x minus 1. I do believe my purple pen's going to run out of ink, which is rather disastrous. So that would give us minus x minus 3 over x plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, and that's as much as we can do. You could then obviously factorise that back to x squared minus 1, but you don't need to. But you see it avoids a lot of this squared and a lot more algebraic manipulation if you can notice a repeated root. So those are an example of each of the types. I'm going to take you some to do for today's lesson, and then next lesson we'll move on to partial fractions, which I think is a pretty cool part of the A2 course. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.